Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Today is the 24th of February 2022. Sorry. I've had about 4 hours sleep. I've just woken up. It's now 8:30. I didn't get home last night until 4 o'clock. And the reason for that is that I ended up in the A&E department last night of the hospital because my foot has been playing up. My right foot has been playing up for a little while, a few days. And yesterday got to the stage where I couldn't even weight bear on it. Could you not, please, madam? Very rude. Get down, down. Yeah, so, and at one point I was stuck on my office chair before the ambulance came to pick me up. I was stuck on my office chair for about 5 hours. I couldn't get off it. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't do anything. Excuse me. That's my early morning smoker's cough, can you tell? Ugh. By the way, that is going this after it's all gone. So yeah, not fun. It was not fun. I find that the attitude of the A&E doctors here in York and the GPs are really difficult, really difficult. Yeah, really difficult. They are still yet to see that my size is actually a symptom of what's going on, not the reason for what's going on. And I am treated not in a great way because of it. And I ended up with some staff last night who were downright mardy. And I know that because of my pain levels, I am less able to cope with certain people behaving a certain way. We all are. But the doctor I ended up with at 2 o'clock this morning, not even 2 o'clock, actually it was 2:30. 2:30 I finally got seen by the doctor after spending 4 hours at urgent care getting an x-ray done because they thought, because it was the ankle that I have a plate and pins in and have done since 2016. Yeah, so they wanted to check that to make sure that the plate and pins hadn't caused any issues. Then, because there's other symptoms that I have been having, because I rang them up and said, it's an infection. It's not the plate and pins, it's just an infection. Not just an infection, but it is an infection and it's affecting other parts of my body. I'm breaking out in things that I shouldn't be, breaking out in boils basically in places that I shouldn't. Well, anywhere on my body for a boil is the place that it shouldn't, but yeah. And you know, the other sort of symptoms that anyone who works with, you know, any kind of medical stuff at all, they put the three together and you just go, this is not good. I still have it actually. I've had a headache for 4 days. I have. Sorry. I've had a headache for 4 days. And I'm sort of flashing temperatures. Oh my goodness. When I first wake up, my throat gets very dry. Sorry. Because I have sleep apnea. And I sleep with a mask, and when I was sleeping this morning, I've been sleeping on the couch without it. So my throat is very sore and very scrapey and very coughy. So yeah, so I'm trying to get this water down so that it can settle itself. Oh, far out. But yeah, so yes, I was basically told, well, it's an infection. And I went, that's what I told you guys, it's an infection. And they're like, well, how would you know? So I told them, well, I know. And they're like, oh. I said, what kind of infection is it? And they couldn't tell me. And the reason they couldn't tell me was because I didn't do any tests. Now, one of the things that the NHS have been told over here is to reduce doing blood tests, because they're running out of the stuff to take blood tests. They're running out of all the blood test stuff. So a few months ago, GPs and A&Es were told to calm down on taking blood tests. So no, I don't know what kind of infection it is. I just know it is one. I have antibiotics, which if don't start working in the first 24 hours to 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours or my symptoms get worse, then I have to go back. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to. See, nighttime during the week, they put the student doctors on, and some of them have a bedside manner and some of them don't. Some of them read your notes and some of them don't. The one that I saw last night didn't read my notes. She was very shouty and in my face at 2:30 in the morning. Early hours of this morning, and she didn't tell me what was going on. One of the things that is in my notes is to come and talk to my face. Don't talk to me behind my back. Don't creep up behind me, because of the PTSD, because I tend to flip out. And I was already sitting in a crowded emergency room, which I had asked not to, if I'd asked to sit outside that area, because they're doing renovations. It's not the same waiting area. And basically 30 people were shoved in a room together that was no bigger than my living room. Our flat, basically. No bigger than our flat. And yeah. So I was already on tenterhooks, and masking was becoming incredibly difficult. The fact that she actually crept up on me and shouted my name. She came into the room and shouted like she was at the bottom end of a rugby pitch. She was the only one that did it. Everybody else just came in and said someone's name. They didn't shout at the top of their lungs. And she was very shouty. And I was definitely freaking out. I was not doing well at all. It's probably just as well I have a call today from my mental health person, because yeah, the amount of sleep deprivation I've been having and last night's adventure yeah, has left me in a bit of a delicate position, shall I say. Delicate? I don't want to say delicate. I'm not delicate. There's nothing about me that is delicate, okay? There is nothing about me that is delicate. But vulnerable. vulnerable. I would say vulnerable state. Yeah. Fun and games though. It's all good. At the end of the day, I'm home. I just wish that doctors would actually listen to their patients and read their notes. I understand that it was busy last night, but my notes were on an A4 sheet of paper. A4 sheet of paper printout. Should have been enough for her to read them first, very quickly, even just to come and get me. Not only that, but she needs to learn to drive, can I just say, when it comes to wheelchairs. Yeah, she needs to learn to drive. But yeah, she was very shouty. And I think bubbly is a word. Exuberant is a word. But to me, she was in my face. And last night was not the time to do that. Not the time to do that. Yeah, so anywho, I'm gonna stop mumbling and go back to bed for a little while. Go back to bed. I'm not in bed, I'm on the couch because it's just easier. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm just grumpy and tired and ouchy, and no one wants an ouchy pixie who is grumpy. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I will see you guys later on. I love you guys heaps. Whatever you're doing, have an awesome one. Blessings.